Greetings, everyone. I hope you are fine. I hope you are doing well. I just want you to watch this video and tell me what you think.
Just look at the black woman's hand, ambassador at the UN, voting against a ceasefire in Gaza. That is, our blackness and our womanness are not in themselves trustworthy. If we allow ourselves to be conscripted into positions of power that maintain the oppressive status quo, our blackness and womanness are not themselves trustworthy if we support the occupation of black neighborhoods with so-called better trained police, or remain silent about the genocide of oppressed peoples around the world funded by our tax dollars. And here, let me please shout out the incredible Spelman students and AUC siblings who have been organizing with Stop Cop City and Justice in Palestine, among many other troublemakers in this room. You all remind us that college is not a waiting room to enter the real world, but that you can start transforming that world right here, right now. It goes without saying, but let me just say it anyway. For student activists speaking out courageously for Palestine and Congo and Haiti and to stop Cop City, they should not be threatened with expulsion, loss of scholarships, or have public safety called on them for protesting. Too often, our institutions celebrate student activists after they've graduated, even giving them honorary degrees. But stifle student activism while we are enrolled.
We may not have the same understanding, but I feel like I understand what this woman is saying very well. If you want to bribe a black person, you just have to put something in there, something that they can fight for, so that you can just keep them busy. When our parents send us to school, they expect us to be productive. They expect us to do something. In other words, there's an expectation from them. They are expecting something out of us. But sometimes your parents will ask you, and they'll be like, what are you learning in this school? You always go to school every day. And what are you learning in that school? In most cases, they ask that question because you are not delivering based on their expectations. Sometimes we as the community, when we see black lawyers, black entrepreneurs, black politicians, we always celebrate. Black doctors, black scientists, we celebrate. Why do we celebrate? It's because we believe that us here on the ground, we have a representation up there. We have someone who is representing us. But little knowing that we have to deal with our weakest point. Our weakest point is that we love positions so much. We love tangible things so much. We love material things so much to the point whereby it's easy for us to sell our dignity. That is why, in most cases, those people that you trust so much are the very same people who will betray you, are the very same people who will disappoint you. Then at a later stage, you'll realize that you are not getting what you expected from those people. Why? Because we prioritize positions, we prioritize all these things at the expense of our dignity. That is why right now we are always busy saying so and so sold out, so and so is a sellout. It's because in most cases it doesn't mean we're insulting those people, but it's because we are disappointed because we are not getting what we expected from those people. So I hear this woman very, very well. We expect those people on higher positions who look like us to defend us. Let me just put in this way so that you can understand what I'm talking about. Right now, Africa is where it is because of us. Sometimes, yes, we are quick to shift blame on colonialism, on apartheid, on slavery, and all these other things. But now we have to point a finger on ourselves. We have to say, we can do better. How to fix this? Should we blame colonialists when we have African presidents, when we have African leaders? Is it necessary for us to keep on blaming colonialism, slavery, and all these other things? Yes, to a certain extent, yes, because of history, you can still point your finger on colonialism. But right now, people who are in leadership, especially in Africa, it's us. But why it seems as if we are moving backwards? It's because it's easy for us to sell our birthright. You can sell your birthright using a position, using all these other things. That is why in most cases, employers, when they see a protest, when they see workers protesting against lower wages, protesting against inequality, this is what they'll do. They'll just identify the one who is a big problem. And they'll bring that person and say, you know what? Let's give you a position. And the moment that person gets a position, the moment I get that position, I forget about my colleagues. Because now I feel like I'm more superior than my colleagues. That is why even today, Africa is still fighting against inequality, lower wages, lower salaries. We're still fighting against the poverty. We're still fighting against these things that we should have dealt with already. Why? It's because there are brothers and sisters who are in higher positions, who are selling out. Why? Because we love positions and rewards. And sometimes they'll just reward you and say, right now, we give you a peace prize. And peace prize is a bribe because they'll call you a peacemaker of all times or one of the peacemakers to live on planet Earth. This is just a bribe because they don't want you to fulfill your mission. But because we love prizes, we love rewards so much, that is why it's easy for us to keep quiet. That is why many people are quiet about what is happening in DRC, what is happening in Sudan, what is happening in Burkina Faso and many other areas. People are just quiet because it's easy to silence us. That is why I always say the people of Burkina Faso should be very careful because it might happen that in 100 years, Ibrahim Traore is their last resort. Because sometimes opportunity comes once in a lifetime. So if opportunity comes once in a lifetime, you have to make use of that particular opportunity. They have to treat Ibrahim Traore like a gold, like a diamond. Because to have someone like Ibrahim Traore in other countries, it may take 200 years. It may take 500 years. It may take 1,000 years to have someone like Ibrahim Traore. This is the man that we need to learn from. He didn't prioritize positions. He didn't prioritize money, salaries, and all those things. But instead, he prioritized his own people. I hear this woman very well, that we have to speak when we see injustices. But the problem is one, we are always being silenced through positions, through money, through all these different kinds of rewards. I would appreciate if you can smash that subscribe button, smash that like button like never before.